director. And she came in January 2014 as the marketing director for School on Wheels. And Tara is the graduate of UMass, Dartmouth, and has a bachelor's of fine arts in design. She comes with experience in event planning, marketing design, and management of publications as a 10-year member of the Developmental Public Relations and Marketing team at St. Elizabeth's Medical Center. I'm certainly lucky to have you.
Thank you.
With a strong interest in childhood literacy, Tara has developed and managed reading, enrichment, and volunteer programs in North Attleboro Public Schools for the past decade. So we're so glad to have you, and this is our group. And this lecture, I don't know if you got to read the little brochure that we have here. This goes perfectly in honoring Howard Lecture. Mr. Howard was a benefactor not of this church, but a benefactor of this town. Remember the Howard School? Okay, he built that school. I thought this was very cool. When his daughters, 3 daughters, he wanted to send them to school, but at that time they weren't able to go to school, so he built them a school. So that, so the girls benefited, but the town did too. And so he was a very front runner for helping children and with education. So this is perfect.
You're right.
So we're glad you're here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. It's nice to come sort of home, connect with my husband's home because he was born and raised here and attended this church as well. So I'm really happy to be here. So School on Wheels was founded in 2004 by Cheryl Oppa, who lives in Easton, and she read about the organization that was the original School on Wheels in Los Angeles, California, in Woman's Magazine in a doctor's office. And she became so excited. She's a kindergarten teacher. Her training is early childhood development. And she became so excited that she got in touch with the founder of School on Wheels right away and wanted to know how she could launch this program here in Massachusetts, because being close to the Brockton community, she was well aware of the needs of the community and kids impacted by homelessness at the time. So, as I said, she launched this in her kitchen, from her kitchen table. She began to train volunteers to tutor children one-on-one and gather donated supplies for these kids who needed them. And I say impacted by homelessness because the key to School on Wheels and the services that we provide is the consistency. We stick with kids as long as they need us. We serve kids kindergarten through college, and often when families find permanent housing, their lives have been so disrupted that it has really impacted their education. You know, kids really, really suffer from that. So we'll stick with them as long as they need them. We match tutors with children one-on-one and encourage a long-term relationship. So once a week, our tutors commit to coming to see the same child. They get to know the child. They get to know what the child's particular needs are, and that's what they work on every week. So that kid can count on that tutor week after week. So I have a 6-minute video I'd like to show you. It's what we're all about. And forgive me, I didn't bring my own speakers, but I think we're a small enough group that you'll be able to hear it.
I don't like things being perfect at all. Because if it's perfect, it's not me, because I'm not perfect. I want what I write or what I do or what I make to be like me. My mom says I'm different in many ways, but they're good ways.
I started School on Wheels when I first read an article about the program out in California and started thinking about how many homeless children there were in Massachusetts.
Children need help, that extra help, that quiet place to study, and it's often difficult in shelter.
And how, as a teacher, I really wanted to make sure that our kids in our community had the resources they needed to do well in school.
To provide that place for children, that one-on-one mentoring / tutoring, individualized learning.
Despite the obstacles of having no place to call home.
Living at a family shelter was definitely hard. It was a different experience because I came from living at home where my parents were in charge of the household, and living at a shelter you had different people in charge and different rules and regulations that we had to comply with, and that was different.
This is the shelter home. We have one room. It's not easy to stay one room with 4 kids.
Just being cooped up in one room with 7 people is pretty hard.
We have to share bathroom, we have to share shower rooms.
And we sleep in like a living room area.
I don't have enough space to put everything. That's the difficult thing.
We really wanted to level the playing field for the kids to make sure that they had the same resources as their classmates.
I had never heard of an organization that provided such customized help to students.
School on Wheels provides one-on-one tutoring and mentoring for kids kindergarten through 12th grade. We also provide backpacks with new school supplies and books, and we also help kids get ready for college.
School on Wheels made sure that I had everything that I needed in order to succeed in college, and they were with me throughout all 4 years.
We physically help them move in. We help pay for textbooks and the college fees that financial aid doesn't cover.
It meant a lot to me because of School on Wheels, I was able to have the full college experience, and it's something that I'll never forget.
The kids are like lined up in the hallway waiting with their backpacks when they know it's close to the time that School on Wheels is coming. They're all ready, and they have such an amazing relationship with their tutors.
She helped me a lot. She helped me to be organized, and she's patient with me.
When the tutors help me, it helps me with my schoolwork because when they help me like spell or read hard words, I'll already know how to do it in school.
They know their names. They thank them for, having spent their time volunteering for them.
That one-on-one tutoring and mentoring relationship is really the heartbeat of what School on Wheels does.
I think that one-on-one is amazing. When he's thrown into a big, crowd of other children, he's goofing around. But when he's in tutoring, all of that goes away and he's just concentrated and eager to learn.
It's magical when you have that adult that's coming in just for that student, and they light up when that person comes into the room and somebody to ask them, how did they do on that spelling test?
And I see the grades going up.
And my homework grades are getting higher.
Since School on Wheels started, Kyle has gotten better grades. His math skills have improved a lot. We got a letter today that his math is incredible.
Just that one-on-one attention, it makes all the difference in the world.
We have this one young man, he's 17 years old. He told me that math is not his strong suit, and because of his tutor, he's got A's in pre-cal, and actually he made 4.0 in all of his classes.
Coming from struggling and going to being the top in the class, and I'm getting better at it.
School on Wheels does an excellent job to match the child up with someone who speaks their language and who has like hobbies and interests.
We understand each other. He plays sports, I play sports. I really like doing my schoolwork so I could play on the team. And he does too, so every time he comes here, I'm eager to do my work.
I could see the fire in his eyes, and this is what keeps me wanting to do this. This is not a mandatory program. These children want to be here. They're dedicated and committed, and they know this is for them and for their success.
One thing I really like about School on Wheels is that I got to meet these new tutors and I got to meet new people, and I've also learned.
Children that feel confident about their education are more apt to finish school.
Since he started, his confidence has gotten a lot better. He's more eager to learn.
There are so many different ways that someone can help our School on Wheels program. We provide over 1,000 backpacks each year for our students, and we need community volunteers to come in and stuff our backpacks to help our kids. You can tutor 1 hour a week and work with them one-on-one, and it's the same student every week. Really looking forward to your visit. We have backpack and school supply drives that are hosted by different businesses, chiropractors' offices, schools, and we're always looking for volunteers to help us run these drives. Or you can always make a donation. No amount is too small. Right now, we are in a crisis situation in our state with thousands of homeless children going to school every day, falling through the cracks, and we need to help these kids. School on Wheels is trying to help break the cycle of poverty, one student at a time, and we need your help.
I love this video. I've seen it 1,000 times. I can see it 1,000 more. So we have programs, as I said, to serve kids from kindergarten right through college. Our older kids are part of the High School Plus program. So we match them up with mentors, or often the tutors become mentors. And we'll help them with whatever they need. A lot of our older kids are unaccompanied youth. So they're very big kids who are on their own but not ready to be on their own. So we'll help them through the application process and FAFSA and whatever else they need help with. If they have trouble paying fees or finding a place to stay, we'll just stick with them and help them with whatever they need. Absolutely, please do. Some of them are.
What does that mean?
Unaccompanied means that they, for whatever reason, are not. They might be in and out of foster care or out of foster care at the moment, but their parents aren't there to support them.
So you said place to stay. Help them find a place to stay.
We partner with Father Bill's in Main Spring, and we have lots of program partners whom we reach out to and say, we've got a kid, this is what we can do for them, can you help us find them a place to stay? Bridgewater State University has become a very important partner. They have developed a Bridgewater State University Scholars Program. So many of our kids who work hard and qualify are accepted to that program and get a full scholarship, everything. Yeah, they get in, they stay in. These kids are incredibly motivated.
That's amazing in itself. Get beat down like that.
It really is, because they don't have, these kids never had available to them what, for instance, my kids had available to them. So they work so much harder. And to see them all, Corinne, the young woman from University of Mass at Dartmouth, she's now, I'm not positive, she started her master's degree, and she works at the Harvard Business School, helping with other students. We have a young woman who was graduate, came to us while at Brockton High. She managed to graduate and had a child. Graduated from Brockton High, just earned her associate's degree from Massasoit. And she has just begun this fall to work on her bachelor's, and she would like to go into youth counseling at Bridgewater State. So she's a Bridgewater scholar. We have another young man who has been, I think his mother was a single parent. He lost her to cancer. He became homeless in his sophomore year in high school. And he's also a Bridgewater scholar, and is studying this full year actually in South Korea. Yeah. These kids are great. A lot of them come back and mentor and tutor our younger kids. Yeah. Yeah, they remain involved with us. They come in, they stuff backpacks, they volunteer, they come out running homelessness. If those of you who came last year that would have seen and probably not realized, you saw a whole group of them. A whole group of families from Harbor House came. They were sponsored by one of our sponsors. And Shelley, who you saw speaking, got them a bus and T-shirts, and they came. They were a team.
What, over the borderlands?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have to have any special qualifications to be a tutor?
You do not. You need to be 18 years old and have an hour a week to commit
That's it.
to a child. Yeah.
And do they use
These kids come from different classes and different school systems. Do they
Yes.
just go over their lesson plan, or do you teach them what, like if they have math, do you teach them the way I learned math, or do you have to teach them the way they learned math?
Oh, that's a good question.
I would say they're really good at that.
Yeah,
But if
I
you don't
would.
know, I mean, I
And
don't
you
know how
wouldn't
to
be
do
good
it.
at it.
Well,
They're reading or something, that doesn't change.
there's got to be an easy answer to that question because it's not just School on Wheels tutors, it's every parent in the United States right now.
Right.
And
I can't remember. I
I
couldn't
experience that
help
with my own
it.
kids.
But basically, you're not teaching them, you're just there if they have.
You're
need
supporting
help.
them, right, yeah. And there are all kinds of resources for tutors on our website, in fact. And you can work with a tutor can work with a site coordinator to help, and we have contact with these children's teachers as well. We get feedback from them about specific needs that specific areas that the kids are having trouble with, so that we can address that.
As far as the tutoring goes, I agree that consistency is very important. So what do you do with a vacation or something? Somebody cover for you?
Yeah, somebody will cover. Yeah, I mean, people get sick, storms happen,
The
and
kids are
there's.
counting on you.
The kids are counting on you, but it's okay because I think our tutoring sites they're comfortable enough that your kids and tutors also get to know each other, and we'll kinship for each other a little bit, and it always works.
Is it year round, or do they get the summer off just like?
They get the summer off. It starts with the school. Yeah, school tutoring is just starting to get underway now. We have 15 tutoring sites in 7 communities currently, including Brockton, Stoughton, Randolph, Weymouth, Norwell, New Bedford, which is where we filmed this, and now Fall River, the new site.
Oh, so boundaries with the tutoring. Can we just see the child 1 hour and that's it? Do they do any extra activities with the child?
Occasionally, I think in fact just last week we had, I think Red Sox tickets were donated to a group of kids from the Old Colony Y Youth Division maybe in Brockton, and the Old Colony Y managed to get them transportation into Fenway. So there may have been, because there's so much overlap in our program with our program partners, there may have been a few tutors at the game, but by and large, no, because transportation's an issue for the families, which is why our tutoring sites are at shelters and motels. We have sites at the Super 8 and the Westgate. Well, actually, the families live at the Super 8 and Westgate, and the tutoring, I think, is done at Lincoln Tech across the street. Yeah, so there's no transportation. It's usually done on a separate time.
I have a question. I think young living in town, my family was once. I'm not sure. She didn't say so. What I'm wondering is it hard for, if the school knows that a child is homeless, may not be, doesn't have a resident address, does that get them in trouble with the school system? Do they get bumped out, or?
I don't think it does because of the McKinney-Vento Act, which is now about 11 years old, but I think a lot of families think it will, which makes it difficult sometimes for us to identify, or for school systems to identify kids who really could use our help.
Because this young child, she knew about this paper, she really said, but I had heard that maybe she was living outside of town in a motel somewhere. I didn't know if it was true, but she would have said, never know.
Right. Yeah, I remember that when I was volunteering at my children's school in North Attleboro. And figuring it out. And even now, in the almost 2 years I've been with School on Wheels, when I think back, I can figure out, I remember certain kids, and you see where the bus stops, and you think, okay, I get it. You're right, it's all very confidential.
Well, and then with the school system too, it's confidential.
Right, because you have to protect the kid.
Yeah.
The kids are...
So I think I'm asking a question about identifying kids.
it's tricky. We rely on the schools too, or we go out to shelters and say, please come. We have all this to offer you. I'll give you some other interesting facts. Actually, these statistics are old. We have already delivered more than 1,300 backpacks, and we'll continue to. The bulk of them naturally go out late August, and we're trying to get kids to register for tutoring. We go out to our sites and let families know, come sign up, come get your new backpack, which is really fun because kids are adorable. And they're just so proud. They're just amazing. There's amazing little people. Of course they are, yeah. Just like my kid when I get him a new backpack, So we've packed over 1,700 backpacks already, and those will go out. And we have other programs. We do a holiday boxes program, which is we just fill. Other volunteer groups will come in and decorate white boxes, and we fill them with goodies, mostly school supplies and hats and mittens and things like that, and then deliver them all to the shelters. That's it's not really school related, fun stuff, coloring books, so they'll have something. That's a lot of fun.
Do you have a list of those kind of things when you do?
We do.
Oh.
We do. We have all kinds of lists. Don't you worry. We do. So let's see. We currently have 36 students enrolled in college. And 21 of them are unaccompanied youth. So those are kids on their own without parents.
I know one. Do you have a Mess's Suite?
Yes.
So he goes there, he's needing housing as well as financial.
We can connect them. If
So
you
where the Mess's Suite, does it go student aid or a student officer?
Possibly. The ed director would know that, or the student advocate in my office would know that. And you can find them, connect with me, and I'll put you in touch with them.
So this young man should call you guys.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Because even if there is a particular reason that we can't help a particular child, we'll never say, I'm sorry, we can't help you. We'll, send them in exactly the right direction, connect him with somebody.
This young man, he was in foster care,
Mm-hmm.
and they kicked him out because he graduated. They didn't offer him a home anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's been like on friends' couches and stuff.
Couch
He has
surfing.
a part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to pay for his own school.
Good for him. He's a kid. Yeah, that's exactly what unaccompanied youth means. Okay, well, wait. Let's see. Yeah, he could be matched up with a mentor.
I've volunteered at serving different needs from health a few different times, and I was just blown away by the number of young adults in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kids that reached 18, and so
Mhm.
they're kicked out of the foster system, and they've got no place to go.
Yeah, when I think of my kids at 18, or myself,
And they were so appreciative of your meals and polite and helping clean up afterwards and everything, but it's like, wow, breaks your heart.
mm-hmm. Well, we have nothing but success stories, and this doesn't break your heart. I mean, the kids you see in these videos, they're great. They come in and out. We know them. We interact with them, and they are strong, productive people who are going places now. It's really wonderful to see. And we've had some of these kids a long time. In fact, the woman I was telling you about, who's now a Bridgewater scholar, her daughter is in our program. She's also receiving tutoring as a third grade. I have lots of materials here to send you home with. Some of those statistics are all current. They're fairly new. We're moving to East Bridgewater Our building was sold. We're on West Chestnut currently, right in front of Haps Auto. Anybody know where Haps Auto is? Everybody knows where Haps Auto is. So Haps sold the building, and we're moving to the Shaw's Distribution Center in East Bridgewater. Yes, yeah, good. So now you know.
I know where you are now, right?
Good.
So you would do things like stuff backpacks at that?
Yes, there's so many opportunities to get a little bit involved, a lot involved. You could commit to tutoring someone. You could come once, or you could come 100 times. You're already doing backpack drives. Thank you so much for that. You know that you can.
When you do the drives like we're doing now, is it better to get the stuff before school starts? Because we usually do it later. But you can use this all through the...
All year.
It's okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Sometimes in the summer you don't know what you can do, so...
That's right. And we do have other ways to do, we do bigger drives with, like Eastern Bank does a big drive for us. And they'll put we have boxes like those, and they'll put them in all their branches. So we'll get a lot of material from them. But during the year, new kids come in and out of the program. Kids become homeless all year long, or they move into the area and they need things. So we always keep an inventory. It really is, it's sad when you read these statistics, but these kids just make you so happy. They're good people. Yeah.
I'm kind of ashamed to say, like, out there you saw all these young adults. I guess I always supposed they got their drugs or, I never thought about throwing the system and,
So many people are one paycheck away, or one bad diagnosis, or one car accident away from homelessness. It's amazing, especially in the recent economy. Things have really been tough.
The last time I was there, probably the third, and we just did for young kids that were totally lost. And that mainspring house only took them up overnight, the males.
That's it?
Yeah, they have to be out first thing in the morning, and they have to stay in the line and hope it's uniform at night. They feed them a meal, give them a shower, give them a blanket for a bed, and they're out again in the morning.
How many shelters are there?
One question. I'm gonna find the answer for that. How many shelters do we serve?
Yeah.
Well, let me see. We have 15 sites. I'm not sure how many of them are shelters. As I said, the Lincoln Tech serves families at the Westgate Hotel. And let me see how many I can rattle off, and it won't be all of them. Westgate, the Super 8. I think there's a Super 8 in Weymouth. There's a shelter in Norwell. Evelyn House in Stoughton. The Lewison Family Center in Brockton. Youth Division of the Y in Brockton. I'm not sure. I think that's one of our sites, though, but it's not. I don't believe that's a shelter. Anybody know if that's correct? I've been there too. I don't think anybody lives there. Crescent Credit Union has donated space to us, beautiful space, but obviously that's a second floor of a bank. There's no space, so that's not a shelter. The Harbor House in New Bedford is a shelter that houses our site. That's a very nice space. That was the one that you saw, the boy and his same age tutor. And Fall River, I have not been to yet. So if it's not in a shelter, it's very near a shelter. The Roy House, maybe, I think is in Fall River.
So like if, say, a teenager or a college student, they don't have a car, what happens to them?
Most of them don't.
Say the bus, so they have to, if they do get in the shelter, they have to arrange transportation.
Yeah, or
to go to school,
use
to
the,
work.
what's the Brockton buses?
The
Bath buses, yeah.
Brockton area transit.
Yeah.
And so like, does the...
But even that takes money.
and we'll help if we need
Yeah, we
that.
help with that.
And a lot of towns, the bus doesn't serve every town because
Right.
West Bridgewater doesn't.
Right,
Right.
it's tricky.
All the limitations.
Mm-hmm. It's tricky. Yeah, these kids hold down jobs and,
A lot of them walk for miles.
yes.
Do you find that regulated school?
I wouldn't know. I don't know unless it were a problem that was impacting them so that we would hear about it, we wouldn't necessarily know. I mean, our tutors may know because kids may confide in them. But that's not something that we would keep a record of or get involved with. You know,
I'm sure, I would think that they're going to keep it secret.
I think that's why. What you said earlier, a lot of times you don't know, that's exactly why.
Or shame and everything
Yeah. I mean,
They
you
don't
know,
want their fault.
no, through no fault of their own, but still, kids don't want people to know that about them. We are extremely careful about, I mean, these kids and their parents all agreed to be, you know, to be on film and sometimes on our featured on our website or in our stories, but by and large, we are very, very protective of their identities.
How about the devices now in school? Everybody's, kids are using all these devices. So, do you supply those? Or is the school?
I mean, tablets?
Yeah, whatever,
Kindles,
if they're using stuff, I don't know what they're using.
I think that the older well, they have access to computers in our sites.
Okay.
So while they're tutoring, in the Harbor House, for example, I think that the kids are allowed to use our computers outside of tutoring. Or somebody else may, you know, another business, local business may support that shelter and provide half a dozen laptops or something. But we don't know.
Spring has a room
Yes,
people computers and different skills to help them get a job.
right, that some corporate partner probably supplied them with, like ours. Ours are all supplied by someone else. But no, we don't hand out iPhones.
Well, I was wondering if because that actually you get the pencils and
Right,
that kind of
and
stuff.
it is a school subject. Calculators, we do. Those
Oh,
are-
okay.
yeah. Mm.
It's make it hard because I know our grandchildren just received, and I can't remember what they're called, but like computers, and they all do their homework
In school?
in school, and they bring it home. But a lot of their homework is on that computer. The
Which school
teacher has-
system?
West Bridgewater.
Yeah, oh, that's nice.
The teacher has access to it, the kids have access to it.
Mhm.
That would be hard for somebody who couldn't do
Well,
that.
a student, any student in West Bridgewater, I would imagine, would be entitled to that. If one student is, the next student is.
I think they have to pay for it.
Well, they might, you know, who knows what kind of funding there is or.
To buy their own paper, I don't know, they have to buy their own paper and
Yeah.
pencils and scissors and everything else.
I think Jill said it was like $75, so that might be something to replace with some.
I don't know whether we do or not. Again, the education director certainly does know.
Chromebook.
Mm. But, you know, other things are provided to children in public schools that not every kid can afford.
A lot of the schools, like, have a fund for the kids that can't afford it, like, everybody's supposed to buy it, but it's almost like scholarship type thing, some schools have. Their
Like
kids have
PTOs
to-
do.
They'll have
Yeah.
Free meals that
Yeah,
they
like,
give, they don't,
yeah,
they
the
don't
kids, the
say
kids that have
anything.
got the,
Yeah.
it's kind of a nice thing, I would hope that that would be the case.
Mhm. Like free and reduced lunches, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's either state or federal.
Kids that wants to play sports and can't afford the music,
Right.
there's organizations that cover that for them.
Right. and that's what's kept confidential.
Exactly.
Yes, this is very, very gratifying what we do. And it's a lot of fun to get the community involved in things like outrunning homelessness. That was underway when I first started almost 2 years ago. It was well underway, so that was the first big project I got involved with. And I just thought that was the coolest thing I had ever heard. Even the name, yeah. And everybody feels good about that. That was just great.
So all the funding is by donations?
Yes, entirely
The
privately
government
funded.
doesn't give you money?
Entirely privately funded.
And you only have the walk or the run, and is that your only fundraiser?
That's our big fundraiser. That's our signature fundraiser. We will run an annual appeal very soon. That's my next project. That's just a mailing, a once-a-year mailing. We participate in the Rodman Ride for Kids, which is a 6% match in the dollar. That's just a Rodman Ride. It's a bike ride, like outrunning homelessness, and you can form a team, ride individually, or be a virtual rider. And then there's a minimum. It's run by the Rodman Ford, across from Gillette in Foxborough.
That's a big one, that gets a lot of attention.
It does. So we don't.
Is there a minimum you have to raise for that?
Yes, there is. Yeah, and Rodman's, that is the tough part. Rodman sets that minimum. And we have 2 years now. We have held a fundraising gala. Our 10th birthday was last year, so that was a lot of fun. And that was also at Showcase Live in July, and that was a big fundraiser for us. That was very successful. This year was less successful because September is probably not the best month, right back to school, to have another fundraiser. So we'll look at a different time of year in the future. It was successful, just not as wildly successful as the 10th birthday was, but you can only have one of those.
So I'm thinking, what we can do as a church, we participate in the Word of God. We started to collect in the box. Okay, so that means we can collect it all the time. We have a food pantry box all the time. We can have the school lot all the time.
And we could talk about the walk more too, because we don't talk it up as far in advance as we should, and get more walkers.
That would be great. And that's so much fun.
It is fun.
Even in the rain.
Even in the rain.
Yeah.
I was
Times
there.
I was nice.
Yeah, I think that's my first one was the only rainy one, and it was torrential. It was,
They went.
yeah.
And then we can help to pack at Christmas time.
Would love to have you come visit and
So
do
we
that.
do just go online and find out what's going to happen.
Yes, you can, or you can call me and I'll put you in touch with Matt, who runs those things, our supply
Sign up
coordinator.
to go or something.
Pick a day when there's, and I haven't heard them talking about holiday boxes yet this year, but I would say within the next month, if you get curious, give us a call and hook us in there, get you on the calendar, because that's really fun.
St. Anne's in town, we have a nice Christmas sharing program for families, but it's not geared toward education or the homeless. So
My church as well.
yeah. So this is another aspect which would be good for us.
Yeah, it would be. It's fun to get the kids involved too.
That's what I was thinking.
In the Sunday school program, we could get you blank boxes and boxes of
And they can
crayons.
decorate it and stuff. That would be
Mhm.
cool.
We are careful about how we decorate them. You know, it's a little tricky. But obviously our kids don't all celebrate the same things, and we want to respect that. So, lots of snowmen.
Yeah, that's cool. That works.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but we would love to have you more involved with us. This is so nice.
And then the tutoring. 1 hour a week is
No, depending on who you are, where you are in your life, what you have going on.
Probably that's what fall in love with these kids.
That's a problem with everybody. Yeah. Yeah. There's tutor training that everybody must attend. And it's wonderful. You see the video again, and they tell you they help set. The limits are all set. So you be taught those things, and it's really, really fun. It's really just a special thing. It's not, like big brothers, big sisters, or something like that. And these kids, boy, when they see you coming, it's just the whole world lights up. It's really nice. Can I leave you with some things?
Please.
Yeah, I'll show you what I have, and I can neaten them up.